Okay, I admit defeat. Anything we can do here in Britain, you can do better in America. And here's the proof in Biden's Easter Sunday declaration. It's the Transgender Day of Visibility. Slam dunk. I'm Grannie. All right, well, you see, yesterday I made 2 videos which I intended to release on Easter Sunday, thus giving me some time today to do other things. But then this morning I found this. My attention was drawn to it by Jack Buckby on Twitter, actually, and I thought it was a joke. That was yesterday. And then this morning, a subscriber, again, sent me a similar thing, which was an article in the Epoch Times, and I decided to do some research of my own. So there you are, you see, and I got this in the New York Post. Critics rip Biden proclamation that Easter Sunday is Transgender Day of Visibility. Now, I have a couple of transgender subscribers, but they are the ones who are what I would call proper transgender. They just change their outward appearance, live as women, and continue with their lives without making a fuss. This is not the same sort of people to whom Joe Biden is pandering. Or, well, you know, when I say Joe Biden, I don't really mean Joe Biden. I mean the cabal of, I don't know what to call them, the cabal that is pulling his strings. Obviously, Joe Biden doesn't really know what he's doing most of the time. It says here, critics rip. Again, people keep saying critics rip, but they don't tell me which critics. This is very common. I have a strong idea that the critics are the New York Post. I don't mind them saying that, but they feel like they have to get some sort of backup. Anyway, let's get on with it. Whoever it was were quite irritated with President Biden on Saturday for proclaiming March 31st, which is Easter Sunday, the Transgender Day of Visibility, as if the sort of transgender people about whom he is speaking are not visible enough. They are only too visible. That's the problem with them. Joseph R. Biden Jr., well, he remembers who he is anyway, President of the United States of America, gosh, he remembers that too, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Constitution and the laws of the United States, do hereby proclaim March 31st, 2024 as Transgender Day of Visibility. Are the Democrats trying not to get themselves elected? It very much looks like that. I call upon all Americans to join us in lifting up the lives and voices of transgender people throughout our nation and to work towards eliminating violence and discrimination against all transgender, non-conforming and non-binary people. You know, the funny thing is there is a very much higher proportion of so-called transgender people convicted of various crimes, mostly to do with some sort of sexual misdemeanor. No, that's not the right word, but I have to be careful about what I say on YouTube. There seems to be far more of those proportionately than of any other group of the population. That is, if you look at the prison statistics. And he's talking about violence and discrimination against all transgender and non-conforming people. Yeah, people who are different very often attract ill will from certain types of people who don't like difference. That's true. But really, Easter. Now, there's, what's he, Harvey. I wonder if anyone can see him but Biden. Yes, so that's it. Biden has Harvey there standing behind him, and he's making the sort of mad gestures that you would expect of someone who has a giant rabbit behind them. And I have to hand it to you Americans. You know, in Britain, I'm complaining that the BBC has cancelled the King's College Easter service, and there you have an entire proclamation, declaration. I don't know what the constitutional precedent it sets is, but something that actually is much bigger than the cancellation of a church service. And as I say, I've got to hand it to you Americans. Whatever we do is minuscule compared to whatever you do. So there it is. Now, a while ago, I instituted something I haven't used for a while. I awarded a Granny to people who'd done something spectacular. And I think it's now time to revisit that idea. So here, America, you are officially awarded a Granny for President Biden's latest announcement. Don't you feel proud? Till next time. Why not treat yourself or a favoured relative or friend to these magnificent examples of merch? The mugs and t-shirts come in the Grannyopteryx design or Granbo with a firearm or the more deadly knitting needles. Go to www.grannyopteryx.com and whatever platform you're watching this on, please click like, subscribe and share.